Headed to a pool, water park, or resort vacation soon? Don't waste precious relaxation time running back to your room to grab things you forgot. In this video, I'm sharing all of my go-to essentials that I always pack for the perfect day on the water. Things to keep you organized, comfortable, and fully prepared for sun, fun, and everything in between. Whether you're poolside or beachfront, these are the must-haves you won't want to skip. Welcome to World Wanderers.
We're Alicia and Will.
Come wander the world with us. I just got back from 2 amazing trips, Kauai and Orlando, and I've got a couple more coming up soon to Miami and Universal's Waterpark, Volcano Bay. These are the exact items I always pack for pool days, water parks, and resort vacations. I've used every single one of them, and they've made a huge difference in keeping things fun, stress-free, and super comfortable. I'll also be sharing what I like about each item and the features that make them work for me, so even if you prefer a different brand or style, you'll know what to look for when picking your own version. I know that some people might say you don't need all this stuff, and that's totally fine. Everyone has their own style, but this is what works for me and helps me avoid having to buy things last minute on location. I'll link everything I mentioned in the description below in case you want to check out anything for your next trip. Okay, let's dive in. To make things easy, I've divided everything into 6 simple categories. The first category is my poolside packing essentials. Most importantly, you need some kind of pool bag or beach bag. I really like this Vera Bradley Lighten Up Extra Large Family Tote. There's a new version that is the Vera Bradley Ripstop Glenrose Family Tote, but I've had this one for years and the material's really great. And I love that it has such a large capacity, but folds down to essentially nothing, which makes it easy to pack. The feature I also like is that it has some kind of internal pocket that you can just throw a hotel room key in. But basically, you could fit multiple beach towels for a whole family in here. I bring this on day trips where we're going out on a boat and we're going to need like 2 towels, snorkeling gear, and then a whole bunch of our regular stuff, a change of clothes, and it all fits really well. And then as you can see, it folds down really tiny. So even if you're doing carry-on only, I still find that I can fit this in my bag. Now, if it's just for me, then sometimes I'll go with something a little smaller, which is this Sea to Summit shopping bag. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know that I take this with me everywhere because I use it for grocery shopping, but it's a super durable material that still is really spacious. So you could fit up to 200 pounds worth of stuff in here, allegedly, before it'll rip. But it makes it good for the pool too. So you can definitely fit, a towel for yourself, a water bottle, phone, essentials, whatever in here, and it works really well too. And then obviously folds up to even tinier. So if you're short on space when you're packing, this might be the way to go for you. Next up, I'd say always bring some kind of water-resistant zippered pouch. I love having my stuff organized in my beach bag and not just floating around where I'm going to have to try and fish through it the entire day to try and find what I'm looking for. So I always have this for like my wallet, my keys, maybe money for a tip. There's a bunch of different options out there. If I was buying them today, I would buy this cute clear option one from Amazon that has a bunch of different options and styles. But any kind of zippered cosmetic bag that's wipeable would be a good option as well. So don't feel like you need to go out and grab something. Like I normally will just go through my closet and find something that's water resistant. Next up, if you haven't heard of this before, it's called the Clean Ball. And what drives me nuts about going to the beach or sand on vacation is getting sand in my bag and then not having a laundry situation or like a washing machine that I can throw my bag in and get all the sand off of my stuff. So this actually does the cleaning for you. If you throw this in the bottom of your purse or beach bag or whatever, it rolls around and there's a sticky ball on the inside that picks up all the sand and grit. So basically, as you're just having it roll around in your bag, it's cleaning your bag for you. So this is a really nifty little thing that I got earlier this year and I've used it all the time. Basically, you just pop out the little ball when you're done with it and you wash it in the sink and it's good as new. So really love this thing. Next thing, I always carry a dry bag with me on any trip in general, really, but definitely for the beach or for the pool. They're super tiny, don't take up much room, and it's an easy way to keep all of your wet stuff at the end of the day separated from all your dry stuff, which is really important to me. I don't like having wet swimsuits and towels, getting everything else in my bag wet. I also use it when I'm on vacation, then in the hotel to wash my bathing suits at night if I'm going to be re-wearing them. If you want to check out this video here where I showed exactly how I use a dry bag to do laundry, you could check that out, but I always bring a dry bag, and these are super cheap on Amazon too, so definitely worth grabbing. And then last thing is these hero clips. So I have a 4-pack where I have different sizes, but these little things are super awesome. Basically, they have two different ways you can hook stuff on them. So it has this little carabiner part that will attach to any kind of bag, and it has this little grip at the top that can basically hang on anything, like the edge of a door frame, or like for me, I'll put this on my beach chair and then have things hanging off of it, like my water bottle or my beach bag, if the ground's getting all wet. So I really love these Gear Aid Hero clips. Um, Obviously, they come in really heavy duty ones where you could put like a whole huge rucksack on it, if you have a bunch of stuff in your backpack, and it'll hold it up. But like for something like a water bottle, this size would do as well. So I really like these. My next category is sun protection. My favorite find lately has been this sunscreen applicator for your body. Basically, it's got a sponge on the bottom and a roller ball in there so that as you roll it along your arm, it will add extra sunscreen to the ball. And you can open it up and just fill the sunscreen here. And then basically you can apply sunscreen to your whole body using liquid sunscreen instead of the spray on sunscreen, which I feel like this works a lot better. It also is feeling better to me to put on than if I had to rub it in with my hands. Something about that just feels icky to me, or if I have sand on my hands, I don't like that. But this is just super pleasant to put on. So I really like this. You can put in filled all the way to the top here and it still gets through TSA limits. So this has been really great. Next up for my face, I like to put sunscreen on a beauty blender or a makeup sponge. And then basically it's just like applying makeup to my face. Again, I don't have to put my like dirty hands all over my face or make sure I'm getting it all rubbed in good. This is gonna do the trick. And then I have this little beauty blender sponge holder as well, which keeps it from getting gross in my bag. Next up, I have super bad sun blisters on my lips all the time. I'm not sure if anybody else has this issue, but about 4 or 5 times a year, I'll get like super blisters on my lips from just being in the sun for like an hour. So I asked my dermatologist and she recommended this Elta MD sunscreen for your lips, or lip balm sunscreen. And this has been really great. It's SPF 36. It's a little bit pricey. I want to say it's like $17 for this little thing, but it's lasted a while. And I like it. So this has been something that I always keep in both my beach bag and even just like in my car. So I use that a lot. Next up, I definitely will bring some kind of sunscreen just for my face. And then I really like a lotion bag specifically for all of my sunscreen. So I like these ones that are wipe offable or hose offable even, to just keep all of my sunscreen stuff in so that it's not floating around my bag. It's very spacious, and this one's from Vera Bradley. There's another, they don't make it anymore, but there's another Amazon one that's a complete dupe for it. So I'll link this below. But this, I feel like people stop me at the pool all the time and they're like, that's so nice, where'd you get that? And it's just super convenient. So I really love having all of my sunscreen stuff in a dedicated bag in my bag. Next up, I always have my sun hat. This one is my favorite. I bought it for our last trip and it was perfect. I like that it has, in the brim, it has like a wire that lets you either fold it down or fold it up, and it keeps its shape, which is really nice and hides your face from the sun. And then also it's super packable. So it folds down into almost nothing. It's not going to need to keep its shape in your bag. You know how sometimes hats like take up half of your luggage and you're like, wow, is this really worth bringing? So I like how this folds down and then it unfolds and its shape is great again. And then lastly, I always bring some kind of sunglasses. Next up is items that keep me cool and comfy. I like to bring this fan. It has multiple speeds, it's rechargeable, and the battery lasts a really long time. I find that if you're sitting in the sun, this just makes it really convenient and it lasts at least all day. So I bring this oftentimes when I know it's going to be super hot out. Next, some kind of stainless steel water bottle is a must for me. I love the Iron Flask brand, which I have in a variety of sizes and colors, and they've lasted years and are still looking brand new. So I just like that I can put ice in this in the morning, and by the afternoon, I still have the exact same amount of ice that I put in at the beginning of the day. So I definitely always bring some kind of water bottle, especially if I'm going to an all-inclusive resort where there's maybe like a slim swim up bar and I can have them put my drink in this and it stays cold and doesn't melt while I'm drinking it. I really like that. If I'm going to a place where I bring my own food, I have found that I definitely like to bring a cooler. Even things like fruit snacks that I like to bring, or like licorice, I don't like when it melts. So having a cooler that's this size, this is the Vera Bradley lunchbox, which I've had literally for probably 15 years now. But something about this size is just the one that I keep grabbing, and it's perfect for a beach bag. So I do recommend this one. But anything this size, that you can put a little ice pack in, or just even a Ziploc baggie with ice cubes from the vending machine or the hotel, is going to be really good. So I always bring some kind of little lunchbox like this. Next, I bring this medicine caddy. I've showed this in some of my other videos, but nothing's worse than being on vacation at the pool and having a headache and not having something to do with it. So I like that I can put any medications, like over the counter stuff that I use in this. It's my little first aid kit, and it folds down to nothing. You can choose exactly which medicines you put in, and it has a bunch of stickers. So I really like this thing. I bring it everywhere, not just the pool. And then lastly, I always bring some kind of rash guard or long sleeve shirt. My husband and I actually share this one. We've had it since I checked April 2017, and it's still going strong. It's just like a men's O'Neill rash guard. And I find that for two reasons. Number one, I get colds sometimes when it's like sunset and the sun's going down, especially if I've been in the sun all day, and I'll wish I had some kind of long sleeve shirt to put on to keep me warm while I'm still sitting there. So it's good for that purpose. And also, again, you can only put on so much sunscreen. So I find, especially if I'm on like a Mexico vacation or Jamaica vacation, that towards that day 3 or 4, that my skin just hurts, even if I've been putting on sunscreen. And sometimes I'll want some kind of water resistant shirt to swim with. So I definitely would grab something like that, especially if you have fair skin. My next category is for your beach or lounge chair. I have gotten these towel bands, and they have been awesome. They come in a 4-pack for like $5. And what you do is you put your towel over your lounge chair you're sitting on like normal, and then you just stretch these and slide these over the top so that it's right along the top of your chair. I used to use clips like these in the past, but they become brittle and break over time. They take so much more room in your luggage, and also you really need two for it to not be falling down over the side. So I've switched to these towel bands, and I really love them. And then sometimes you can even put one at the bottom of the chair too, depending on how it's made, so that your towel's not flying away in the wind. I like that these are just comfortable to use when I'm just sitting on a chair, even if I'm not worried about somebody stealing it. But I also like that it's a way to kind of save your space if there's like people trying to get chairs and you just want to go for a swim for 5 minutes. So definitely recommend some kind of towel bands like these. Next up, if you are going to a water park or something on vacation in a place where they don't provide towels, I love to bring this lightweight beach towel. You can see it's a really large, it's quick dry, and it is really comfortable. It absorbs water almost as good as like a regular fluffy towel would, but you can see that it's so much tinier to roll up and put in your bag or your suitcase. So definitely have been using this both as a bath towel sometimes on trips and as a beach towel, and it works really well. And then last is, if you are going to a water park, this is something you definitely need. I go to Volcano Bay at Universal or Disney's like Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon a lot, and it kills me to have to pay for a locker. So a few years ago, I got this safe to put on a chair, and it has been great. So essentially, it has this little, like kind of like a bike chain that you would loop around any part of the chair or something stationary like a pole, something that's not going to be able to be moved or anywhere, like nobody's going to be able to take it and move it anywhere. And then it has a combination you can set, and then you can see the capacity is big enough to put 2 phones, a wallet, maybe your car keys in, and then you just lock it up. And not only is it not going anywhere because somebody needs the passcode in order to remove the chain, but again, it saves your chair. So it's really nice that for the price, I think this is about $20 to $25 depending on when you get it. That's like the price of a locker rental for one day at a water park, and you can use it over and over and over. I also like that I don't have to go out of my way to go to a locker and check my phone if I'm going back to my towel at my chair for a moment. So definitely recommend a safe like this if you are worried about valuables while you're out riding rides or in the wave pool or whatever. Next up is my wet hair rescue kit. you're anything like me and you have hair that just gets super tangly and knotty and unmanageable after you've been in any water or wind at all, then this is definitely some stuff that I'd recommend bringing with you. First up is this Tangle Teaser brush. You can see that it's super tiny and it's specifically made to detangle hair. So when you're brushing your hair, it gets through the knots super easily. I love this thing just for everyday life, but specifically these ones without the handle are really good to keep in your beach bag when you don't have a lot of room. Next up is I also bring detangler. I don't care if it says it's for kids. I can spray this on my hair and it makes brushing it out a million times easier without pulling any of my hair out. So I always put this right next to my sunscreen in my bag because I find that I'm a baby when it comes to knots in my hair, apparently. And then, of course, I always bring hair ties. And then I found these adorable flower claw clips before our trip to Hawaii, and I've been using them all the time. I feel like it's super cute to just put your hair up when it's super gross after a day at the beach or whatever, and you can just clip it up. And even if it's like wet and gross, it looks super cute. So I really like these. They come in a six pack from Amazon for like $8. Really good deal. But basically all of this hair stuff then I just put in with my sunscreen, and it fits really well in this same lotion bag. So I find that I can just throw it all in here and close it up and I'm good to go. It all stays together in my bag. So definitely would recommend this if you also have hair problems. My next category is for stuff that I like to have around just for relaxing. So first up is AirPods. I don't like to talk on the phone when my phone gets super hot and have to hold it up to my face. So I find that having AirPods, if I get a phone call, is something that I really like to have, or even just to listen to music. Next up is definitely going to be a Kindle. I bought this specifically for reading at the pool and the beach in the sun, just because it's so nice to be able to see the screen and it not drain my phone battery or have to have the brightness all the way up and I'm still squinting to see the letters. A Kindle is just the perfect way to read at the pool, and on a trip, I can bring 1,000 books instead of just one. So really love my Kindle for just lounging by the pool. Always bring a deck of playing cards if it starts thundering or raining and you need to like hang out under a pavilion somewhere with people for like an hour or so. Having cards is just always easy and something fun to do. And then next, like I said, having the brightness all the way up on your phone if you're using it is going to kill the battery really fast. So I always bring some type of power bank. I talked about this one in my tech video, which I'll link here in case you're wondering, but I really love this one that has built-in cables, and you can just charge it in an outlet at night instead of having to bring a power block, and it shows the percentage. So this is just the best power bank that I've found, and I really love this one. I always bring it in my pool bag. And then finally, I really love this Casemate waterproof phone lanyard. If you saw any of my Hawaii videos from a few weeks ago, any footage that you saw on either the boat or of me snorkeling or underwater footage was just taken with my regular iPhone in this case. So it's completely waterproof. And you just slide your phone, any phone, into here. It fits almost all the models. Mine is like the largest Pro Max, and it still fits perfectly in here. You can use the selfie camera on the front or the back camera, and basically it's just, you can use your phone as an underwater camera and you don't need a GoPro, which I really love. Or if you don't want to just leave this laying around at a water park, I like that it has a crossbody strap, so you could bring it in like the Adventure River, the Lazy River with you. So I definitely always bring this to a water park, but it's fun for underwater camera usage as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this gave you some helpful ideas for your next pool day, water park visit, or resort getaway. If you've got a favorite item you always bring on these kinds of trips, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what works for you too. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel favorites and destination videos. And if you're interested in my favorite toiletries for travel, I'll link that video next. Safe travels.